Hi there, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. My name is Melanie, and this is another Finish It February video. I'm looking at the last one for this month, and I thought, why not make a stab at using up my small little SCT kits, and I do have a couple Felicity Jane ones here straggling on. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to get through all of these, but let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 8 kits left. If I could even get through 4 of these, that would be amazing. I do have these 2 Felicity Jane ones as well, which are basically just some 6x6 papers and then a few embellishments. So let me pull at least one kit here, show you what the contents are, and then I'll make something and come back and show you what I made with it, and I'll keep going until I run out of time. Okay, let me figure out what I want to work on first. Okay, so primarily what's in this kit is Sunchaser by Heidi Swap. And we have some dots paper from Lawn Fawn. I've got a honeybee diamond die, and it's an all one piece, so it cuts out multiple, it looks like frame diamonds in one shot. I've got the Smile Steel Rule from SCT. This was from August 2022. As far as embellishments go, so I have some puffy stickers. And then we've got some random little bits and bobs. And that was the whole point of the SCT kit, was that you got little bits of the collection, enough to get a flavor for it. Oh, and some more puffies. Yeah, so you got enough of a flavor of it to play with, but you know, you weren't overwhelmed. Oh, and here's one more. And then these are from the sticker book, and they are a chipboard sticker, so that's kind of nice. I think I have this already in my stash along with another sheet, so I guess if I run out of embellishments I will pull that out. Okay, so let's look at the stuff that goes with the collection first. So first of all, we've got this paper, this black script paper that says "Be the sunshine in a sky of clouds." The back side is kind of a geometric print. We've got bold circles. The back side is like a turquoise color or a teal color. Looks like part of a rainbow maybe. And the back is a black dot. We've got some citrus. And again, this looks like it probably was part of a geometric print. Some really bold citrus that doesn't translate well, but the other side is a really good pink. We've got some words. Sunchaser, Dreamer, Wander, and Joy. Backside is a tone on tone dot, and then we've got some rainbow hearts and looks like some flying birds in orange on a pink. And then on this side, this is the Lawn Fawn paper in the yellow with the yellow stripe, teal, purple, green, and blue. And pink. And I can tell you right now there's not enough stuff in here for me to make a ton of completed projects. So I am going to do the best that I can with what I've got. And there may be some card bases. I may put some of the stuff just in my stash. Not entirely sure yet. We'll see how this plays out, which you'll see right now. Okay, I think I'm finished playing with this kit. I actually pulled out some scraps to play along. Speaking of scraps, I do have a few little bits and pieces, mostly from the dotted paper, and then my scraps made more scraps. You know how it goes. So I really just didn't feel like playing with these anymore. I wasn't that terribly inspired. So this is going to go in my scrap bin, and who knows, maybe when we do a Smash Your Stash Scrappy video, you'll see them. As far as the embellishments go, I used all the puffies, with the exception of these 2. This is going to go in my binder, and I'm actually going to purge these. I have another sheet of these already. I don't think I need to keep 2, so this is going to go in my purge pile. Now, what did I make? I did do one layout without photos. Shocking, I know. And this is what it looks like. It is intended to be a double page spread. I use a lot of the embellishments along the border just to give me a lot of space here for photos. So the way this is set up, I could do 4x6 photos because this is an 8-inch strip, or I could do 6 4x4 photos, so lots of room, and then one photo on this side. If I really absolutely wanted to split these into two, I could. This can operate independently, and this one here, you know, I could add 3 4x6 vertically with the title at the bottom. But yeah, it is intended to be a 2-page spread. And then I made some card bases. So they are all exactly the same. The only one that is slightly different is the yellow. I was playing around with measurements and I had a bigger border on this. I think I like the smaller border better. It has a 3x4 card in the middle, which means I could come in with a pocket card or stamp an image very easily, and just makes these very usable. Now these are carved fronts, actually. I didn't put them on card bases. Someone once suggested that it takes up less space this way, so why not wait until you're ready to actually use them before mounting on the card, and I thought that was a great idea. Okay, so I'm feeling good. I think there's enough in me to at least do one more. We'll see how long this plays out. So let me pull another kit and I'll show you what's in that. Okay, the next kit I've picked, it says sometimes you forget that you are awesome, so this is your reminder. It was from August 23. It features Doodlebug, Hello Again, and then Crafter's Companion, Color Your World. There was a stamp set in here, but I must have pulled it out because it says Radiant Roses stamp set, which is definitely not in here. And I have a stencil, 6x6 stencil. This is from Color Your World. And I have the You Are Awesome die from SCT. All of the embellishments look like they were from Doodlebug, so I got one of their sticker sheets. And then I have some die cuts. You can see the assortment. And then the 6x6 papers from Doodlebug. We've got the one with the borders. And then the back side is a black floral print. We've got some rainbows with a pink, a stripe with some hearts, the floral with a white background or green, some butterflies, and a tone-on-tone butterfly, more butterflies, smaller, and then the orange. And then the cardstock from Color Your World collection by Crafter's Companion. It's got a watercolor kind of look to it. So we got like a splotty, a large one, and then a small one. We've got some butterflies and more butterflies. This is kind of like a background, and then a rainbow, an actual rainbow with a smaller version of that one. We've got some balloons, which would make a great birthday card, and some dots, and then a plaid, and then some stripes. Okay, so let me get playing and I will show you what I came up with using this kit. I had a lot of fun with this kit and I used a lot of it up. This is all that I have left, and to be honest, I just don't ever see me using the bike or the last little bits. So this is gonna get recycled, and I made a ton of cards. Now I did use a couple sheet load designs from Crafty L. For the Doodlebug ones, I used one, and then for the Crafter's Companion, I used a different one, and then I have a few little odds and ends thrown in here. So let's just zoom in so we can take a look. So this one, I just made a little scene out of it. I'm thinking I can either put a sentiment down here like welcome to the neighborhood or congratulations on your new home, or I could even just put a hi, you know, hello or thinking of you. I think this one turned out super cute, and I used a lot of the stickers on this one. This is one of those cards with the sheet load design, and I basically just paired up the cardstock to do the different matting. I pulled out some foil and glitter cardstock, 6x6, to help make that work, and then I just paired up some of the embellishments. Not all of these have a sentiment on it, and I'm okay with that. This one, when you open it up, I used one of the little stickers that says hello on it, so I think that's good enough. Like I said, I don't think every card has to have a sentiment on the front. And I did also decorate a lot of the interiors with some of the stickers just to use them up. This one features butterflies and the heart, and a few little hearts on the inside, Again, no sentiment. This is the same design. I just oriented it vertically. And then this one's got all the hearts. A couple hearts on the inside. This one used one of the die cut pieces. This one actually came with a coat hanger on it, which was a little bit odd, so I trimmed that off and then used the stickers to kind of mask where the hanger was, where the hanger remnants were. Okay, and then this was the last card where I used the 3x4 card as well as pattern paper. I did pull the turquoise and the black from my stash. I used the sticker to pop up on top of the card. Did I need to do that? No, but I think it looks cute. Okay, now these are the cards made from Crafter's Companion. I did combine it with some of the Doodlebug stickers. I thought this was really cute. This was one of my pre-die cut items. Quite often when I'm cleaning up scraps, I will punch out shapes or die cuts and just kind of keep them ready. And I thought this was really cute and doesn't need a sentiment. It's basically saying, hi there, how are you? You up for a chat? That kind of thing. We need to get together. At least that's what I'm hoping it's portraying. This design was the leftover bits from the scrap load one. So the scrap load was this particular look. The piece here was actually more of a banner, and I'll show you one a little bit later. But I thought, why not switch it up? I had these cute little to-go cups. This one said coffee on it, so I added the coffee beans, and then I pulled from my stash the high, and this is the tea version. This was the original design with the banner, and then I just went to my Dollar Tree stickers and found these balloons. The color's not a perfect match, but I think it's still okay. This one, I flipped the sign, or I flipped the banner on this side just because I wanted to see this blue balloon, and then this was another one of those Dollar Tree stickers, and it actually came from the same pack as this, but I didn't like what was underneath it, so I just trimmed it out and trimmed this around. I also pulled out some butterfly wood veneer. I thought that was kind of fun. And same with this one to play off the butterfly themed cardstock. And then I have 2 card fronts, leftover scraps from the sheet load, and I don't have anything purposely I didn't finish these, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So those are going to go in my card base, and I'm sure over time I will find a way to use those up. So I still have enough energy in me, so I'm going to try for another kit. So let me pull one out, and I'll show you what I'm working with. Okay, so I'm going to use the May 2023 kit. It features American Crafts Vicky Bouton Where To Next collection, Echo Park, Our Stories Matter. It has the stencil. Alright, I received one of the stencils from the Where To Next. It looks like I got the sun version. And then of course we got the die that says So Wonderful. The die cuts, to be honest, I can't really tell which is which. Like, I think this one is from the Where To Next, as are the stickers. But these, I want to say these are all the Echo Park ones, maybe? They kind of look like it. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. The colors all work. That's great. But I think that's how it's allocated. The Our Story Matters collection, these are the cardstock. So we've got the balloons, pink on pink hearts, the cameras, a green leaf print, plaid, and a navy plus floral, stripe, typewriter with a yellow dot, and then hearts and the pink. And then from Vicky Bouton's collection, we got a couple of the tags and a tropical print with a green leaf. This looks like, I want to say daisies, but that's not what they are. They're probably like anemones or something like that. Is that right? This is turquoise daisy dots, a white on turquoise background, and then some travel icons. We got lemons with a blue, and then another floral, black and white floral with stripes, hearts with stripes, and then Montessera leaves. I don't know how to say that. And a grid. Okay, I'm going to admit that I am not feeling terribly inspired. Who knows what I'm going to come up with, but you'll find out right now. Okay, I'm not going to lie. When I first pulled out this kit and I shared it with you, I had to walk away for a little while because I was not feeling inspired. But I really do like how these turned out, which just goes to show you that sometimes you just need a little time to think and then proceed from there. Now, the only thing I have left from the kit is this piece, which I am actually just going to purge because I'm never going to use it, at least as far as I can perceive. I don't really care for bubble tea, so that one is going to be passed along. I will say I'm very pleased. I used both the die and the stencil. That doesn't normally happen. And I made 3 base page layouts and 2 cards. One's finished, one's more of a base. Okay, so let's start with the layouts. This particular layout is using the Vicky Boughton collection, and I took 3 pieces of cardstock. I took the 6x6 floral, the turquoise small print, and then the turquoise big print. This one I had left over. Now, I actually have 2 bands, and I ended up covering up the second band. I just, you know how it is as you go along. I don't plan anything out, you guys. Mostly when I scrapbook, I am just flying by the seat of my pants. And that was the case for all of these. I had no plan, not really an idea. I just went with it. So you can see here I added the stenciling on the background with some ink. Added a spot for a 4x6 photo. I'm picturing this for probably my Hawaii vacation that I took a couple years ago. And I'm sure I've got some horizontal landscape photos. I used the suitcase and the key tag, and it had something like road trip on here. I actually just covered that because, again, I'm thinking Hawaii and it wasn't really a road trip. This tag here, I left room for some journaling. And yeah, I think this one turned out super cute. I had a little bit of leftover cardstock from this paper, which I carried over into the next layout. Now, this layout is exactly the same basic concept where I have a column of cardstock, right? So a column of cardstock. The only thing different in this one is I added some background and where the photo is placed. In this one, I actually built the photo or the photo placement into the design. I then took all the leftover bits and made extra tags. There were 2 tags that came with the kit, this one and this one. The rest of these I just trimmed out of the cardstock. I deliberately put this one on top just because I thought it would make a good journaling block. And if I had continued the pattern going down, this would have covered up most of it. So I did do that. And I'm picturing probably some sort of embellishment cluster or something down here. Probably something up here, and then the title maybe along here somewhere, or even along this edge. I could also put a title up here. So lots of options, right? And then I pulled some enamel dots from my stash. This was super easy to do, you guys. I actually just drew a line and I just lined up the angle and then made sure that wherever this covered the gap on this side was the spacing, and that was it. I didn't have to do any measurements or anything like that. And I really like how that turned out. I did pull out some really thin washi, which I'm really loving. I might need to buy some more. I actually finished this roll up, and I like that just as kind of a finishing border. I found that when I had it without it, it just kind of bled into each other, and it just seemed really busy, and that seemed to ground it a little bit. Okay, now the next layout is featuring the Echo Park collection, and it was originally inspired by a Bella Boulevard post, I think on Instagram, that I saw, where I basically saw someone cut out a whole bunch of hearts and then place them within a heart. And I don't remember anything else after that. And so the rest of it is just what I came up with. It'd be interesting to go back and look and see how similar the designs ended up. I took a piece of cardstock, a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, and I folded it in half, right? So picture this is now 6 by 12. And I just hand drew half the heart shape and then trimmed it out. So so that I ended up with something like this. And then I just placed that on my page, drew a pencil line around so that I had a area to cover. I then punched out a bunch of hearts using a heart punch from Stampin' Up! And then I just randomly placed them all within the confines of that existing heart. If I remember correctly, I think they cut some of their heart shapes off to align them against the edge and help define the edge. I chose not to. But what that meant was that I needed something to really delineate the edge of the heart, so it just kind of finished it. And so what I did was I took a 3/4 inch circle punch out of the scraps and I punched a whole bunch of circles. Now, none of this is measured, you guys. Like, I just freehand drew the heart. I thought the 3/4 inch circles looked great. I had no idea how this was all going to play out, and I don't know. You know, I don't know what happened, but it worked out perfectly. And by that, what I mean is, I started down here at the bottom, and I worked my way all the way up, and it perfectly lined up. And so when I saw that, what I did was I decided to mirror it on this side so that it went exactly the same way. And all I did was I took the 3/4 inch circle, folded it in half, and glued half of it down. Now, once this is in a page protector, it's going to be flat, more than likely. Although I have a little bit of bulk and dimension with the ephemera, so maybe some of it will stick up. I really love how it looks, actually. And I was just amazed. Like, I was completely floored that that was going to work out that way. Now, if it hadn't, my thought was, as I was going along, if I knew it wasn't going to strategically line up, that I would kind of do some sort of, you know, shape here to true it up, or add an embellishment or a bow or something like that. At least that was, you know, as far as I got in planning it out. But it turned out great. I then stitched, I don't know if you could see that, along the edge of the heart. And I did pretty big stitches. I basically took or punched a hole at halfway across the circle, or halfway across the half circle, and then on either end. And that's how I measured that out, if you want to call it measuring. I used all the embellishments, pretty much, well, the majority of the embellishments, I think, from the kit on this page. I think these technically came from the Vicky Bouton one, but I like how they turned out on here. So I did go ahead and use them. I liked the story of us as a title, and then here's where I die cut this So Wonderful. I thought that worked out really well as well. For the mason jar, I immediately thought of a flower coming out of it, and there was one flower die cut in my kit, but I had nothing to kind of connect it. And so I pulled out a really, really old supply. I don't even know how old this supply is, but for those of you that used to buy Stampin' Up! Way back in the day, this used to be their color pattern. It does not have a year on here. It says 3/02. I don't know if 02 was the year or not. I started with Stampin' Up! In 2004, so I don't think that that's likely. But basically, it was a bunch of wire spools. And I pulled that out and used the green to come up with the stem and the leaves. And I just basically did like a funky loose wrap on it, and I think that's kind of fun. Something a little bit different. Is it perfect? No. But it was fun, and it was fun to pull something out of my stash. When that was all done, I realized that there was a lot of white, and I thought it needed a frame, so I pulled out a piece of Creative Memories paper, and it happened to be the perfect navy that matched the navy in the kit or the collection, and framed the whole thing. And there's a spot for one 3x4 photo with a white mat, a little bit of journaling. I probably wouldn't have to add anything else to finish this, so I'm probably just going to go and look for a picture of my boyfriend and I and add that in and call this one done with a little bit of journaling. Okay, so then once those layouts were done, I ended up with 2 cards. This is just the leftover scraps from the Echo Park collection, and I just layered them up, added a white piece of cardstock. I can either stamp an image on here or die cut something and put it in, or add a sticker and then a sentiment. And this one I would say is pretty much finished. These were the leftover bits from the Vicky Bouton collection, and I punched out some hearts from the scraps, and I added a little bit of glitter pen on top of them, and then added some glossy effects or glossy accents or whatever it's called on top of it to give it that shine. Okay, my friends, that is all I have to share for this go around. I managed to go through 3 kits. I'm really pleased with that. So that means I'm left with 5 SCT kits and 2 Felicity Jean. I'm very pleased with that. And this also wraps up Finish It February for 2025. I hope you were able to finish or at least work on some projects that needed a little boost this month and played along. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And until next time, happy crafting.